Welcome back to Math Concepts. In this video we are going to continue our work discussing applications of sets. In particular, we're talking about figuring out some counting problems using the relationships between the number of things in the union and the number of things in the intersection of sets. So let's get right to some examples. The first example that we're going to do is kind of filling out a blank Venn diagram and using the information that we're given to figure out how many elements will be in each of the regions of the Venn diagram. And then we're going to do another survey problem that's going to have 3 sets. Okay, in the last video we did a survey problem, but it only had 2 sets involved. So we're going to do an example to show you how to work with 3. So let's get to it here. Alrighty, so we've got a partially filled out Venn diagram here, and we are supposed to figure out what numbers should go in the question mark areas. Okay, so let's look at a few things here. Okay, we have that filled in, so that's great. Okay, if that wasn't filled in, that'd be the first thing I would try to do, but that's already filled in. The overlap of everything. Always try to start there. Okay, so that's filled in, so we're good to go. Alright, so what they tell me is that the number of things in the set C is 40. Okay, so that means the total of all regions inside the circle for C, that total should be 40. Now I've already accounted for 7, 10, 15. Okay, I've already accounted for 15, so this region is going to have to be the number that would make the total of all 4 of these work out to 40. So if I've already accounted for 15 and I want my total to be 40, that's going to have to be a 25, right? Because 25 plus 5 is 30, 33, 40. And they told me that the circle representing C has to have 40 items in it. There were 7 here, 3 here, 5 here. To bring the total to 40, that's got to be a 25. Okay. Now let's look at this right here. Okay, this region, composed of 2 sub-regions, this is the overlap between A and B right here. Now they tell me in the problem that there should be 15 things in the overlap between A and B. We've already accounted for 3 right there. So this other region is going to have to be 12. Okay, and the reason is that is what makes the total work out to be 15. Okay, if there's 15 things in this overlap right here, based on what they're telling us, and we've already accounted for 3, then you need 12 more. Okay, now we're going to apply similar reasoning to get the remaining blanks filled in. Okay, they tell me there's 28 things in the set A. Let's look at how many we've accounted for here. 7, 10, 22. Okay, we've already accounted for 22 things in the set A. So that must be 6, because we know that the total has to be 28. Alright, let's look at this. B, the set B. That's a B right there if you couldn't tell. Okay, the total in the set B is supposed to work out to be 31. Okay, what do I have so far? 12, 15, 20. I got to get to 31. So this must be 11. Alright, now this is the outside part here. And that's going to relate to this bit of information right here. They told me the number of things in the universal set has got to be 75. So let's total out every region that we've figured out so far. Okay, so this is 6, that's 18, 29, 39, 44. So that's a total of 69 so far. I've got to get to 75, so that must mean there are 6 items that need to be out here in this region. Okay, so just some notes here. So if the number of things in C is 40, like they tell us, then all regions in C, all regions in the circle that represent C, should total up to 40. In other words, this plus this plus this plus this has to be 40. Now you remember when we started the problem, this was our unknown here. Now C is comprised of 1, 2, 3, 4 regions. There are 4 regions making up the circle. We knew the values of 3 of them, so we can figure out the remaining one because we know what the total is supposed to be. Okay, so in the homework you're going to get some practice using this idea of counting with Venn diagrams to help you. Now there's one more kind of problem that I want to go over. It's another survey problem similar to the basketball and volleyball problem that we did in the previous video. But this example is going to have 3 sets. So let's go look at that. Alright, so the key thing to remember from this video is how we use the Venn diagram to help us figure out what quantity should go in the various regions. So remember that you kind of have to play the numbers off against each other. As long as you get that overlap that's right in the middle, as long as you get that, you can work your way out. Okay, and remember, if they tell you the number of things in, let's say, A intersect B, you've got to account for the overlap of all 3, and then use that to help you figure out that next region. Okay, so we're going to do another video, put a link to it, I don't know, down there somewhere, that deals with a survey problem. Okay, so this video was kind of a generic one where we just had a Venn diagram and filled out the rest of it. The next one will be an application where we have to fill out the Venn diagram from scratch.